Hey, what's going on, Guardians? TBL here, back to cover yet another Bungie developer insight video, this time detailing the creation of Destiny 2's newest weapon class, the bows. Now, this is actually coming from a video that was first posted by Game Informer sometime last week, that Bungie then went and made live on their YouTube channel on June 18th. And this video is fantastic. You guys already know I love the developer insight videos. I love getting behind the scenes and seeing how exactly Destiny 2 is being put together. And this video will not let you down. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below, but we're going to be playing some clips of it here, showing off everything that went into the creation of this new weapon class, as well as talking about a new exotic bow that's going to be coming when Forsaken drops. So let's go ahead and get on into it. Now, this developer commentary video is about 3 minutes long, and as usual features several of Bungie's sandbox designers talking a bit about their inspirations for this incoming weapon class. And I've got to say, I'm pretty impressed with the lengths that they went to reach a level of authenticity that they said was truly their goal when it came to utilizing and implementing a bow and arrow weapon type within Destiny 2. We get to see a lot of familiar faces there at Bungie try their hands at archery, and they took this time to use this hands-on experience as a starting point for how exactly they wanted to code in this new weapon class. And we certainly get to see the results of this work throughout the video. We get to see several different iterations of bows for several different types of bows that are going to be added in Forsaken. Remember, we're going to have a close-range bow, a long-range bow, and of course a medium-range bow. And we get to see that subtle transformation between different types and the evolution of this incoming class throughout the course of this developer insight. There's even a shot in there from what I assume is early development where they were utilizing a fusion rifle icon for bows. But we get a great look and feel for how exactly this new weapon class is going to play when it drops in Forsaken later this year. And that point actually happened to be a major focus in the Game Informer article talking about the new bows. They, along with a lot of other players who've actually had a chance to play with this new weapon class either at the Community Summit or at E3, have all mentioned that bows are definitely different when it comes to Destiny. They're a lot more akin to the sort of system we had with a weapon like No Land Beyond back in Destiny 1, where you kind of have to set up a pace and a rhythm to your firing. You'll need to draw, aim, fire, knock another arrow, draw, aim, fire. It's a repeating pattern that's definitely going to be different for the average player of D2, but it's certainly got quite the potential for big damage. As Bungie sandbox designer Greg Ping states that the bow is currently the highest damaging primary ammo weapon in the game, capable of two-shotting Guardians within PvP. So this weapon type's going to have a great capability for taking down other Guardians if you're a skilled hand, just like with the No Land Beyond. This means, of course, bows will largely be precision weapons, but there are going to be a few that have some very special types of properties to them. For example, the Game Informer article talks about a specific bow that had a delayed explosive in the arrowhead. So you would fire the bow, the arrow would stick to a surface, and then after a while it would detonate, so you could kind of utilize it to set up traps around corners. We also got to learn a bit more about some of the bow archetypes that we'll be getting with Forsaken. First, there are compound bows, which are all about fully drawing your arrow and nailing precision shots. Then there are recurve bows, which the article states are built with a steady draw that slowly increases the arrow velocity and damage. This allows for quicker draws and a more analog control and expressiveness over quick skill shots. So there's definitely going to be some variety for the type of bow that you'll be able to utilize in Forsaken. And of course, there will be kinetic and energy weapon bows that you'll be able to utilize. Still haven't heard word on whether or not we're going to have a heavy bow class that resides in the power weapon slot. But when it comes to some energy weapon bows, we actually have gotten a look at a brand new exotic bow, the Trinity Ghoul. This arc damage exotic bow was actually shown off during the Vidoc, and a couple of players who went to the Destiny Community Summit had a chance to get some hands-on experience with it, including good old MTash, who had quite a few wonderful things to say about bows in general, but specifically the Trinity Ghoul. He made a lot of comparisons between this archetype of bows and the No Land Beyond, where if you're a skilled player, if you're somebody who can get those precision shots pretty quickly and pretty easily, this class of weapon's going to work pretty well for you. But if you're somebody who has a bit of trouble getting into the rhythm and pace of knocking an arrow and letting that thing fly, and doing that while moving around in the high-speed world of Destiny 2 and landing those precision shots, you might not like bows too much. But we got a great look at this bow and a couple of the abilities on it. First up, it's got Spread Shot, where it fires an arrow that splits when released, and then its special ability is precision based. Precision kills grant the next shot chain lightning capabilities, and we've actually seen this in previous footage from the Vidoc, where that Guardian fires a bow, it lands into the side of a wall, and then shoots lightning at a scorn enemy in front of them. It's overall a pretty interesting looking weapon, very much looking forward to learning more about the Trinity Ghoul and bows in general, and this thing's got a massive inventory size of 64, so don't worry, you'll be shooting plenty of arrows for days. But alright Guardians, that is it for this one. I just wanted to talk a bit about this video, the bows that we're going to be getting and how they're going to be working, and take a bit of a sneak peek at the exotic Trinity Ghoul. Again, if you haven't watched the entirety of this Bungie developer insight video, I would highly recommend it, as it's always great to learn more about how these things are created and what exactly is going on with developers behind the scenes. But alright Guardians, that is all I've got for you today. If you enjoyed, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest Destiny 2 news. How do you feel about the bow weapon class in Destiny 2? Are you excited to try them out? Do you think this opens the door for both new and maybe even old weapon classes like machine guns to return or make their way into Destiny 2? Be sure to let me know how you feel. But alright, that's it for this one. Thank you Guardians so much for watching. As always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians stay frosty.